Here's to absent friends.
I don't give much for her chances.
Oh, I don't know. She's young. The weather's not too cold. She can sleep rough.
Well, so do tramps and junkies and a lot of rubbish Ros wouldn't even know about. She went to a convent school, Bea. That's no training for being on the run.
Yeah, well, maybe tramps and junkies look better to her than what's waiting for her back here.
Oh, I'm worried, Bea. Well, she's such a kid and she's so naive.
No, don't worry. The police will pick her up before she gets herself into too much trouble. And then when she gets back here, we'll have to talk her into serving her full term. Otherwise, she'll be as old as Lizzie by the time she surfaces.
And just how are we going to do that?
Well, she could look on it as a 10-year hitch in a nunnery.
You've got a funny idea about convents.
Well, it's the same thing, isn't it? No drinking, no blokes, no fun and games, nothing but females. Well, except for Fletch. And he's like a flippin' priest. Yeah. She could think of herself as a missionary. Take her all of 10 years to convert the sinners in here.
It'd take her more than 10 years just to convert you.
Oh, I don't know. I've always fancied myself in black and white. Although I think the salvos would be better. Can't you just send me one of them bonnets with the tambourine?
Poor Ros. I know this sounds a silly thing to say, but I wish she was safe in jail. Miss Bennett.
What do you want?
Did I have any visitors yesterday?
Why ask me?
Did my family visit me and get sent away?
If anyone came, you would have heard. Now get moving. You too, Smith.
Do you think she's lying?
Nah. If your kids had been sent away, she couldn't have resisted rubbing it in. You would have heard it from old Vera, all right.
What could have happened?
Well, maybe your mother's just feeling a bit off. You'll see him next week, sure as eggs.
Oh, you don't know my mother. Feeling a bit off wouldn't stop her. She knows how I look forward to seeing the kids.
That's funny. She can stop at Rosie's cell.
Think she's all right? She's very quiet.
Well, that makes a change.
Well, maybe they gave her a sedative to quieten her down. She could still be asleep.
And maybe they've left the poor little mole to rot. She could have damaged herself the way she was carrying on. She's gone.
Well, what do you reckon happened to Rosie?
The word is she's been taken to the psychiatric hospital.
Rotten bastards.
That poor kid.
What are you lot hanging around for?
When's Rosie coming out of the funny farm, Miss Bennett?
She isn't.
What, never?
No. Now get a move on before I put you all on report.
Those bastards.
Yeah, sent right around the twist.
Well, that's the last flaming straw. And what hope have any of us got in this dump?
No hope. That's what we all are. A bunch of no-hopers.
I reckon we've been pussyfooting around long enough. I know screws think they can do what they like with us. We'll show them what we think of them.
Well, there's no need for violence, Bea. Now, Ros showed us how to put Chrissy in her place by just ignoring her. Oh, there's always more than one way to skin a cat.
Yeah, I could skin Vera, I'd be satisfied.
But Ros's way did work.
Well, Ross is gone. And I got my own way of doing things, and that's the way they're going to be done. And the screws can like it or lump it.
I reckon they'll lump it. What are we gonna do, Bea?
Oh, I don't know. But I think it's something. Something good.
Something real bad, you mean? Oh, Pat, have you heard from your mum yet?
No. Look, I can't understand it. There must be some reason why she hasn't brought the kids in to see me.
Oh, the screws probably wouldn't let them in.
Well, Vera said I'd have been told if they'd turned up.
Vera? You couldn't trust her as far as you could throw her.
Over the roof, that's where I'd like to throw her.
Pity Martha didn't do it that time when she had her up there.
Yeah, that's what we should do. Take him up the roof and shove them off one by one.
That'd be really something. Oh, but not Mrs. Jackson. She's all right.
Why not? She's a screw, isn't she? That's good enough. She'd go over the rest of them.
Oh, no, you don't want to do things like that now. Not with Christmas coming up.
Christmas? Now, what bloody difference does Christmas make in here?
Oh, I love Christmas, Bea. We usually do a play.
A play? Some sort of Christmas pageant?
You gotta be kidding. What we do is we show the screws what we think of them.
We always take the mickey out of them. Last year I played Vera.
Look at old Vinegar's face, almost made up for having to spend Christmas in here.
Are you going to do another one this year?
We could, But we'd have to get cracking.
Oh, but who'd write it? Took us enough time putting last year's together, and I can't think of any more stuff.
I could. I'll write it, and it'll be the best play yet.
There's some material in the nursery we could use for making costumes.
Well, you better make it good, Lizzie. Show those bastards up for what they really are.
How do you spell brothel?
Hey, what are you going to say about us?
No, not about us. It's about the brothel where Vera's mother used to work.
That's the stuff.
First time in ages they show us an early movie and the telly goes on the blink. Wouldn't it slay you?
Typical.
Yeah, and it was Errol Flynn too. My dream boy.
Oh, a bit before our time, Lizzie.
Yeah. Well, better than them long-haired drongos you go in for these days.
What? Better than Robert Redford?
Come on, you lot, get to work. Come on, quick.
Oh, God, someone give him a whip. Oh, this place is going to the pack. First the wires in here, then the telly. Now my tranny's fading away to nothing.
What are you doing, Lizzie?
Huh? I'm writing a play.
You what?
Yeah, I'm writing a play. Our Christmas play. We write one every year. Mrs. Davidson lets us get on with it if things are a bit slack in here.
You mean you write a play and then you put it on?
Yeah, we're very good too.
Last year's was terrific.
Yeah.
Was it ever?
I can manage the sheets while Lizzie's writing, Mr. Fletcher.
All right, Lizzie, you can write. Probably be worth seeing, eh?
Yeah, I reckon you'll find it real interesting.
Mr. Fletcher, have you heard any news of my parole yet?
You know you won't be informed until the last minute, O'Connell.
Oh, what's wrong with this damn thing?
Let's have a look. Your batteries are flat.
Can't be. I put new ones in a couple of days ago. Here, it's a bit of a coincidence, isn't it? First the wireless going, then the telly, and now my tranny on the blink. You're not trying to keep something from us, are you, Fletch?
Just get on with your work, Smith.
Well, I thought so. Well, we'll find out what it is, one way or another. We always do, you know. Here, what's this? Whole front page of the paper's missing.
Well, you were right, Bea. They are trying to hide something from us.
Hey, Fletch, I hear you got someone in the pound. Who is it? We'll find out.
Hey, how do you spell obnoxious?
Oh, good, I don't know. Why don't you just put screws instead? And here comes the postie.
Nothing for you, Smith, as usual. Leach. White. Birdsworth.
Oh, probably from Door. Tar.
Isn't there one for me, Miss Bennett?
No, there isn't. Your family must have had better things to do.
Bitch.
Well, what is it?
Have they found out about Coulson?
No, not yet. It's very convenient, both the telly and radio breaking down at the same time.
Yes, it was, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's probably just as well. Still, they'll have to find out eventually.
We can avoid it for as long as possible.
Yeah, give them time to get over this business with Rosie. That's why I'm hoping this play idea will take their mind off it for a bit.
That's what I wanted to talk to you about. I think it should be stopped.
Why? Seems harmless enough.
Harmless? They use those nasty little plays to get back at us.
Well, send us up a bit, you mean? Well, we can take that, as long as they don't get too personal.
They rake up all the muck they can.
Well, still, the script has to be approved by Mrs. Davidson. She won't let them get away with too much.
She's nowhere near strict enough. Anyway, I'm not prepared to put up with it. If I can find a way of stopping this play, I will.
More news in an hour or two, Bill. Right now, settle back with more music.
I remembered where the old batteries were. Kept them cosy because there was still a bit of life left in them. Enough for us to hear the news, anyway.
Yeah. It's poor old Roger got locked in the pound, isn't it?
Roz.
Oh, sorry you didn't welcome me back earlier, but the screw's been watching us like hawks. There aren't as many of them on night shift, though.
Yeah, we didn't even know he was back, but we heard it on the afternoon news.
Did they say anything about the man who had the heart attack?
Yeah, he died.
That's what you get for helping people.
What's that bloke got to do with it? I don't get the connection.
Oh, he just collapsed in front of me in the street. I should have just left him there and gone on, but like a silly idiot, I tried to help him.
What'd you do, dob you in or what?
This woman came along, said he was just a drunk. Well, I managed to persuade her to call an ambulance. At least I thought I did.
And then what happened?
She must have recognised my photo from the paper. She came back with the cops instead of an ambulance.
Oh, rotten bitch.
Oh, and the old bloke's dead too.
And that's the last time I'm going to do anything to help anyone. From now on, it'll be number one. First, second and third. Everyone else can go to hell.
Oh, no, come on, love. We've all had it tough.
Yeah. Don't let it get to you, love. You're too young to get so hard.
I'm old enough to know that most people are pigs. And from now on, that's how I'll be treating them.
You realise, don't you, Coulson, that your escape will add at least 6 months onto your sentence?
I'm in here for life. What difference does 6 months make?
The term life no longer means for the rest of your life, as I'm sure you are aware. If you are prepared to behave yourself and cooperate in every way, you could be out of here in a few years' time.
Big deal.
I'm bitterly disappointed in you, Rosalind. I had thought of you as one of the more reasonable women, but your attitude seems to have undergone a drastic change.
I've just learned a few things about people, that's all.
Then I can only hope you'll settle down in the next few days.
I wouldn't count on it.
Well, you'll be spending a lot of time in solitary. I suggest you think about that. Coulson can work in the laundry, Miss Bennett.
Right.
Help Birdsworth fold the linen, and I'll have no more of your nonsense.
You're one of the world's beautiful people, Vera.
Shut up, Smith.
Oh, you've had a real hard time of it, haven't you, love? But never mind, you're back here now with all your old mates.
Could you get on with your work, Birdsworth, and keep quiet?
Why should I keep quiet? I don't fold sheets with me mouth.
Here, love, now you're back. Maybe you could give Lizzie a hand running her annual Christmas play.
Yeah, it's hard doing it all by myself and this lot not coming up with any good ideas.
Besides which, you can spell.
Well, it should be fun, Ros. We're going to make our own costumes and scenery and everything.
Yeah, what do you say, kid? Give it a go?
Sounds like a pretty silly idea to me. Sort of thing school kids would do.
Oh. It is not. It's our only chance to have our say in this dump.
I bet Vera remembers how much she enjoyed last year. And we're going to make sure it's twice as good this time.
Well, you want to read this? There's some real spicy bits in here. This is going to make them sit up and take notice.
I'll have a look at that, Birdsworth. Bennett,
Could I have a word with you, please?
Perhaps Mum's arrived with me kids.
keep this lot working. Hard.
Right. Well, go on. Get on with your work, the lot of you.
Well, do you want to look at this or don't you?
Just leave me alone. I can manage fine on my own. I don't have to have any help from anybody else.
You wanted to see me about something?
Oh, Detective Sergeant Allen just rang. He's very interested in anything relating to the halfway house.
Is he?
If any letters arrive from either Doreen or Karen, he has asked they be brought to me uncensored.
I always knew no good would come of that place.
The police could be quite wrong in their suspicions.
Anyway, the mail hasn't arrived today, but Birdsworth's had 2 letters from Anderson in the past few days.
I'd better read them.
I'll get them for you.
Well, if there's pen and paper in here, I can't find it.
Oh, nor can I. It seemed to have vanished into thin air.
And that's not all that's vanished into thin air. The play's missing too.
Who'd want to steal that?
Well, you seem to think it was a pretty stupid idea. Maybe you did.
Not me.
Can't see myself writing all that again.
Birdsworth, you can have these back now.
What are you doing with my letters?
The governor wanted to check them.
And you took them without even asking?
I don't have to ask you a thing, Birdsworth.
And that's not the only thing you took, is it, Vera?
I don't know what you're talking about, Smith.
I won't be able to remember all them words again.
Isn't that a shame? O'Connell, you've got a visitor. The rest of you will have to find another little hobby for yourselves. Come on, O'Connell. Mrs. Barry will take you outside.
One of these days I'll kill her. Be worth hanging for, that would.
I worked real hard on that play, too.
If it's that important to Vera to stop the play, I'll help you write another one.
Would you?
Yeah. We'll put Vera and the screws in their place.
Now, if she can't hurry them along, who can, for crying out loud?
I know it isn't going to be easy, but you're just going to have to sweat it out.
And have my kids put in a home?
Well, what in the hell else are you going to do? You tell me. Besides, it's just until your mother gets back on her feet. You will have heard from the parole board by then.
There's still the chance Pat'll be turned down.
If you can't say something helpful, keep your mouth shut. Oh, what'll I do, Bee? They're not going to turn you down.
Well, I don't want my kids put in a home even for a day. I mean, if Andy ran away from Mum, how long do you think he's going to stay put in some lousy home?
Good on him.
Dry up, you. Here, get this into you.
Pipe down, you lot. Can't you worry about it in the morning?
We will worry about it when I say so.
I've got to get out before Mum has her operation.
Well, getting yourself in a knot is not going to do it.
Off there you go, Bee. Some of us are trying to sleep.
Then put a pillow over your head. Hard.
Love the sound of your own voice, don't you, Smith?
You know, you really ought to learn to knock before coming into a lady's room, Fletch.
Maybe you learned to keep quiet and solitary.
It was my fault, Mr. Fletcher.
You can't afford to go and report now, O'Connell. Get those things.
Hey, why?
You'll get them back when you learn not to abuse a privilege.
You're all heart.
It must be the festive season.
Any more noise out of you three and you can forget about the concert.
Pig.
Wait until he finds out what we're doing to him in the concert.
I think I've been too soft on him. I've only portrayed him as Attila the Hun.
We used all the materials for the costumes, Bee. Now, how are we going to make the curtains?
And how long have you been folding sheets for, Lizzie?
Oh, yeah.
I'd say we need 4. We can pull the 2 middle ones back and use the ones at the side for costuming.
Uh-huh.
Here we are. Vera nearly caught me with it, but I managed to hide it in time.
Good on you, Chrissy. What do you think?
It's a real winner. Made as many copies as I could.
Good. Got a few more ideas to add yet.
Oh, we've only got 2 days. When are we going to practice?
Whenever we get a chance, you give us a look, see what we have to do.
Oh, how are we going to learn all this?
I'd say the laundry's going to grind to a halt for a couple of days.
What are we going to do for decorations? It won't seem like Christmas if we haven't
See
got
what you
any...
can scrounge, Lizzie.
I wish Dor was here. She can lay her hands on anything.
Oh, come off it, Lizzie. You could milk a cow on the run and it wouldn't even know. Hello, Miss Bennett. We were just talking about you.
Mail call will be at reception this morning in 1 minute. Now, what are you doing here, Latham?
Helping get ready for the concert.
You've got work to do. You'll all be lucky to find time to rehearse. And when you do, I'll be there watching.
Oh, good, wouldn't you know?
Why? Mrs. Davidson okayed the script.
Yeah, but it's amazing how it changes between approval and the actual day.
That's only because people like Lizzie can't remember their lines.
She better this time, Smith.
What, with you watching us all the time? How could we change anything, Miss Bennett?
Hunt, Leach, and O'Connell.
How are we going to rehearse? As soon as she sees what we're doing, she'll stop it.
Then we'll just have to make sure she's not around too often, won't we? Lizzie... Where'd Lizzie go?
Hunt.
Fantastic, it's from Bazza.
O'Connell. Your son doesn't seem to be very happy, but then he should have thought about that before getting himself put inside.
Why don't you...
Why don't I what, O'Connell? Leach.
Maybe you could tell me what's in my cards, Miss Bennett. Save me the trouble of reading them.
Are you trying to be funny, Leach?
No, Miss Bennett.
What are you doing here, Birdsworth?
I come for me mail.
I didn't read your name out.
Didn't you? Oh, but I must have some mail.
You haven't received a Christmas card since you've been in here, Birdsworth.
Oh, but Doreen won't forget me.
Well, she hasn't remembered you yet. So get to the laundry. The work bill will be going soon.
The whole family history plastered all over the paper.
Look, don't knock it.
Makes your heart bleed, poor little mites.
Oh, that's just what I don't need. When people pointing at my kids in the street, their mothers are crim. And for heaven's sake, Emma thinks I'm in hospital.
Oh, she's only a baby, Pat. She's hardly likely to be reading the papers. She's too young to understand anyhow.
Do you really think it'll do some good?
Won't hurt. Look, it's a good story. The public will love it, especially at Christmas time. Probably a group of them out there now with placards saying, "Set Pat free."
Yeah.
It's the parole board that makes the decision, Smith, not the public. In fact, that sort of rubbish will probably have the opposite effect. So I wouldn't go thanking your friends at the halfway house just yet. Now, you do some work for a change.
Good, Lizzie, you all right?
Oh. Just a flutter.
You want to see the doctor?
Oh. You're faking, Birdsworth.
No, I've only got to get me breath, Miss Bennett. Don't worry the doc.
Can't you see she's sick?
Okay, come on, Lizzie.
No, I'll be okay in a minute.
I said come on.
Oh. Oh.
I think they've gone.
Okay, let's get stuck into those rehearsals.
Think Lizzie can keep Vera away long enough?
Lizzie? She could keep a pig away from mud.
Reading between the lines, I'd say Davy's getting it pretty rough from some of the screws.
Yeah, wouldn't you know it? There are Veras in every prison.
Oh, Lizzie, you were supposed to keep Vera as busy as possible, not get sidetracked on some old lousy tree.
Yes, the concert's the most important thing. You know that.
Yeah. Well, we happen to like it. You're getting awful chummy with her, aren't you?
She's all right.
You're way above her sort, love.
Don't you think we should be rehearsing?
Okay, you lot, come on, let's go.
Now ham it up more, Phil.
Right.
Oh. Oh. Right, there you're on.
Oh. What's going on in here? Clean up that mess. Get a move on.
Jeez, Miss Bennett, I need a rest. Been working for 24 hours.
You've got to act like animals. You'll be treated like animals. Now move.
Good King Wenceslas looked out on the feast of Stephen, when the snow lay round about, deep and crisp and even.
Get it right.
Early shone the moon that night, though the frost was cruel. When the...
Oh, hello, Mrs. Davidson.
Don't let me interrupt. I just wanted to see how you're getting on.
No worries.
Good.
What are they doing here? Get them back to the laundry at once, O'Connell.
Oh, we won't hurt her, Mrs. Davidson. You can't have a good show without a curtain.
I don't see any harm in it, Miss Bennett.
I wouldn't bother, Birdsworth. I've already seen it. And it's very easy to know where it came from.
Well, in future, Lizzie, I think you'd better go through the proper channels. If you want anything else, you'd better come and see me, and I'll see what I can do.
Yes, Mrs. Davidson.
Thank you, Miss Bennett. Everything seems to be going relatively well.
Excuse me, Mrs. Davidson. Have you heard from the parole board yet?
I'm sorry. No. You'll just have to be patient.
Run this prison as it should be run, like a concentration camp.
No, get it right, Lizzie. Try it again.
We'll run this prison as it should be run, like a concentration camp.
No, look, you've got to stop for a bit in the middle, like this. We'll run this prison like it should be run. 1, 2, 3. Like a concentration camp.
Quick, it's Bennett.
Oh, great.
great. You got some perfume.
Doreen sent it to me. It's Chez Rivienne.
Never heard of it.
It's French. Means I will return.
Just as long as Doreen doesn't know what it means.
Can't get the smell.
You can do that in your own time, Coulson.
Right, you've got 2 minutes, Pat.
Look! Oh, my God! You beaut! I couldn't believe it. There you are. Must have been the papers, what did I tell you? No, Mrs. Davis said it wasn't that. Just good behaviour, she said.
Hey, Miss Bennett, is there any mail from me? I mean, from Dor?
On
No.
my own merits and...
But I've been a mate of hers for longer than Roz. She wouldn't forget me, not Dor.
Oh, he's going to find a very happy house this year.
Oh, good luck
Take
to you.
it.
You deserve it.
And if you mention it to anyone, you could get Doreen into serious trouble. Do for Christmas.
Ready, Pat?
Oh. Take care, Bea. Yeah, same to you. Good luck. Look after yourself, Lizzie.
Good luck to you, too.
Bye. Bye-bye.
Good luck.
Bye. Merry Christmas.
Hey, where's me cake? She said she made me a cake.
There was no cake, Birdsworth.
You've pinched it. The first present I've ever had, and you've taken it away from me.
I tell you, there was nothing with that card.
I'm going to see the governor.
Take my word for it, Birdsworth. You could be responsible for Doreen losing her parole.
How could Dor get into trouble over a flaming Christmas cake?
Oh, I don't know, Lizzie. Anyway, it's not worth taking a risk for. We'll have to see Pat's face when she saw her kids.
Yeah. She's probably playing with them now.
Listen to them laugh.
And fight.
Talk about what they've been doing, what they're going to do.
Can't you do anything about him?
You really want this concert to be a success, don't you?
Yes.
Why? Just to get your own back on the screws?
Well, I must say it's all looking very nice. Congratulations. You all know about the visitors' service.
Oh, yeah.
Tomorrow we've organised a special day for Christmas. So if any of you wish to use the visitors' service, please leave your names with Mr. Fletcher.
Beauty.
Well, thank you. I'm looking forward to the concert. Good night.
Night, Mrs. Davidson.
It's like being in a zoo. Visitors are let in to feed us poor little monkeys with the milk of human kindness.
You want Vera and Fletch to give you a bit of breathing space tomorrow, right?
Yes.
We'll have to figure out how.
1 minute they're sending the whole thing up, next minute they all want a visitor.
They probably think it's funny when it's a waste of our time.
Not to mention standing about in the interview rooms all morning. My feet are aching just thinking about it.
You've got the concert this afternoon too, don't forget.
Oh, do we have to go?
Mrs. Davidson likes us to be there. Improves relations between officers and inmates.
Coming here for years. They really do appreciate it, you know, just someone to talk to.
Good morning. If I could have your names, please, one at a time, and then if you can stand over here for a check.
That means a search.
Yep.
Exciting, isn't
Greg. Yours first, please, sir.
Barnes. Henry Barnes, sir.
Greg, will you be going to the halfway house?
It's possible.
Please, sir.
Well, the next time you go, you can pass
ma'am.
on a message to
Helen
Anderson.
Bolton.
If she ever tries sending
Who
in
will I be
wine-soaked
seeing this
cakes
time?
again, I
You'll
won't
be in
think twice
interview
about
room,
reporting her.
3, Mrs. Bolton.
Right, now when she comes at you, I want you to get your arm around her neck.
Oh! Jeez, that's so hard!
You, Chrissy, the other way round.
Sorry.
Everyone else cheer.
Great. Who's next to the visitors? Here, keep them talking as long as you can. What bit are we up to?
Nearly the end. Ladies and gentlemen, we hope you'll enjoy the show. I've only got one thing to say, and that is any resemblance to any person living or dead is purely coincidental. And now, on with the show.
What's going on here? Clean up that mess. Move.
Gee, Miss B, I need a rest. Been working 24 hours.
You're going to act like animals. You'll be treated like animals. Now move.
I'm not so dumb.
If you let me go, I'll make sure you spend 5 years in here instead of 2.
6 years.
5.
4.
3.
2.
Done.
Martha! Leave that woman alone or I'll put you in charge.
I'll show you, Lech.
Oh, no! Look out! Blood!
I have to make a telephone call.
Oh, Mr. Lech, you need a bit of mouth to mouth.
Come on, girl. I'll see you to your cell. Run this prison as it should be run. 1, 2. Like a concentration camp.
We'll make some changes for the better. I'll be governor. You can stay on as deputy.
Hold it. A man should be governor. A woman's place is in the home.
Who are you calling a woman?
I should be governor. No more visitors.
More time in solitary. And I won't tell you that again.
Damn good idea, don't you think, Mrs. J?
Well, it is difficult living alone, Doctor.
Oh, Megsie. Megsie. Oh, Megsie.
Your phone call certainly took a long time.
What was your excuse for leaving?
I didn't need one. I noticed Erica didn't stay too long.
No, she had a call from the men's prison. Apparently Pat O'Connell's son attacked a guard while Pat was visiting.
Why would they let her in there in the first place? She's on parole.
They checked with Mrs. Davidson first.
Oh, she'll never learn. I knew they were going to do something like that. But would anyone listen to me? How did they get at you, Meg?
Oh, it's not worth talking about.
But at least they won't have the satisfaction of seeing our reactions. We'll soon see who has the last laugh.
Give it to me, it's mine. Let go, you rotten mongrel. I haven't eaten for a week.
Oh, please, Mrs. B. We've got to have food, bread and water. It's not enough.
You think you've got problems.
Oh, but it's Christmas. What about our special dinner? You've already got it. Oh, well, what about our chook?
The officers ate it.
Okay, girls. Let's pack it in.
of beer, 2 French kisses, a demi-john of whiskey. Tra-la-la-la, g'day.
G'day, Lizzie. You're really getting yourself into the spirit of things, aren't you?
Yeah, I really love Christmas carols. They make me feel all religious or something.
Here, wait a minute, listen.
Police and prison authorities report that their switchboards have been jammed with phone calls about supposed sightings ever since his escape from jail last night. Police have been following up all leads and believe O'Connell to be still within the metropolitan area. O'Connell is described as being 5'7", of slight build, with brown hair. He is believed to be armed and dangerous.
Oh, armed and dangerous. Bull.
Poor old Pat, she'll be worried silly.
Well, at least she'll have her darling little son back. That's what she wanted all along, isn't it?
Oh, wake up to yourself. You know, I'm getting sick and tired of you.
That'd be the worst thing he could do if he came home. Pat could be had up for harbouring.
Yeah. Having a mother's meeting, are we?
Oh, good morning, Miss Bennett.
Go to your own cell and get dressed, Birdsworth, and hurry up about it. And you hurry up as well.
Excuse me, Miss Bennett.
What is it?
I was wondering if I might move in with Ros and Bee, seeing that Pat's gone now.
No, you can't. Now get a move on.
That was a real beauty when you said that, Ros. You should have seen the look on Vera's face. It was worth a medal.
You're real clever. What are you doing that for?
Yeah, have you read this article about young David O'Connell? Huh? Well, this bloke tries to make it that he's a hired killer or something.
No, I never read that. Oh, Roz, you've got no need to do that.
He's going to have every trigger-happy cop in the state trying to shoot this poor kid down and ask questions later. It's ridiculous.
Oh, hey, B!
Trying to make it his most dangerous criminal ever escaped from jail. Oh. Yeah, what are you doing? Roz?
Oh, she's torn up the scripts and everything. Oh, Roz, shouldn't have done that. We could have used them next year.
Why?
Well, we just could have.
What's the point? Wouldn't make a scrap of difference. We could have written Hamlet for the play this year and the screws wouldn't have noticed. Wouldn't have changed a thing.
What are you talking about?
You. And you. Oh, you all talk big and tough. But what do? Nothing. The screws still walk all over us. So there's no point, is there?
Now, you listen to me, kid. We all wanted that show to get up their noses. We all wanted to make them squirm. But they didn't. Tough. That just means we have to try harder next time. Meanwhile, you'll just have to learn how to live with it like the rest of us, or else.
I'm real scared, Bea.
What you're heading for, kid, is a good swift kick up the backside.
What a crummy Christmas. I mean, it wasn't really very happy, was it? Even me present from my little mate got confiscated because of that bitch Vera. There's no need to confiscate that. It was only a fruit cake.
Knock it off, you mean? Huh? Well, you don't think she threw it in the bin, do you?
Bloody bitch. She's probably eating it now. I'm going to give her a piece of mine.
Not too big a piece, Lizzie.
What shall I do with these, Vera?
What are they?
Oh, I just left over decorations.
They'd better go back to Mrs. Davidson's office.
Right.
Would you like a piece of Christmas cake?
Oh, no thanks. I'm dieting before Christmas. Always eat too much on the day.
Don't you dare eat my cake.
What?
You! Oh, I knew you'd stolen my present for yourself. You ought to be ashamed of yourself.
Birdsworth, what are you doing in here?
That, my cake that Doreen made me.
You stupid old woman. That cake that Anderson sent you in was so laced with alcohol that you both would have been charged with smuggling in contraband.
Grog?
That's why it was confiscated. Now kindly get out.
Don't seem fair.
This isn't your cake, Lizzie. Now get out before I think of something to charge you with.
Oh, doesn't look like a maternity ward to me.
I'm just going, Bea. See you tomorrow.
What was that all about?
It was a private conversation.
Pretty stupid conversation.
Oh?
You think these walls haven't got ears? Anyone in Wentworth could have heard. And you can't trust Chrissy. I wouldn't trust her with my worst enemy.
What does it matter? As long as she can get me out of here, who cares?
You would, if you had any sense.
You didn't do too good when you was out last time.
Yeah? That was before I learnt you only look after number one.
Yeah, I like it. It's nice.
Good. It's yours then. Sort of down payment, you know what I mean?
No worries.
Now, how would you go about getting out?
Oh, not now. I'll see you later then, Ross.
Yes,
Bye.
see you.
And where do you think you're going with that?
Back to maternity where I belong.
Not with that, you're not. I'm not going to have little creeps like you knocking off me mate's Christmas presents and hand it over.
Why don't you learn to mind your own business, Bea?
What?
I gave it to her. Now leave her alone.
See you, Roz.
Well, what are you doing giving away Doreen's Christmas present?
Got my reasons.
Or whatever they are, they're not good enough. That meant a lot to Doreen, giving you that perfume.
I don't give a damn about Doreen. Look, do you think Doreen's all I've got to worry about?
You had no right giving that away.
It's mine. I can do what I like with it. I could tip it on the floor if I wanted to. Now let me go.
Poor little Dora. It'd kill her if she found out about that.
Scram. Something's got to be done about that kid.
What?
I don't know, but she's getting to be impossible. If we don't get her out of Chrissy Latham's clutches, she's going to turn into a bloody little monster.
Yeah.
Smith and Birdsworth are outside.
Show them in.
Come on, you two. Inside.
Now, what's all this about? Thank you, Miss Bennett. That will be all. Now,
Well,
you see, one at a time, please.
You tell her, Bea.
Tell me what?
Well, you see, it's about Ros.
What about
Rosalind Colson.
What about her?
Well, she's acting funny.
Oh, yes, she is. Very funny.
In what way?
Well, she's very bitter, you know, and... Well, we're just worried in case she did something silly.
Like what? It would help if you were a little more specific.
Well, there's nothing to be specific about. It's more an instinctive thing.
Yeah, it's a sort of feeling in your bones.
And we just wondered if you... Well, maybe you could get a counsellor or perhaps a priest to talk to her.
Yeah, that's what we thought. If you could get a priest.
I see. Oh, thank you for your concern. Is that all?
Yeah. Well, what about the priest?
I'll see what I can do. I have some business to attend to for the next couple of hours, but I'll see about it when I return.
Thanks.
Yes, thank you, Mrs. Davidson.
Don't give up.
Nothing's happening.
You've got to keep trying. Come on. Move, will you? You've got to listen for a little click.
What do you think I'm doing?
All right. Be patient. It's easy once you get the hang of it.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Just so long as you keep practicing, that's all.
You don't say. Oh, it's no good. I'm sick of it for now.
The important thing is that you keep practicing.
There must be an easier way.
Colson, Latham, Birdsworth. Birdsworth, come back here.
Oh, where's she gone?
Enjoying the holiday? On your feet, the pair of you. You're supposed to be working.